Namaste children. Today I am going to start the chapter India's Foreign Policy. In your book, the name of the chapter is India's External Relation. But according to new syllabus, the name of the chapter is India's Foreign Policy. In this chapter, we will cover the topic Principles of India's Foreign Policy, Directive Principles related to External Relation, Role of Nehru in India's Foreign Policy, Changing relation of India with other nations, with US, China, Russia and Israel, and then we will take the topic India's nuclear program. So now in the part 1 of the chapter, I am going to explain you about the 3 topics, that is Principles of India's Foreign Policy, Directive Principles related to External Relations and Role of Nehru in India's Foreign Policy. So let's begin with the first topic, that is Principles of India's Foreign Policy. First of all, we see the international context. Students, India was born in a very trying and challenging international context. And the world had witnessed a devastating Second World War and was grappling with the issue of reconstruction. And after the end of the Second World War, United Nations organization was established, and the main principle of United Nations was to prevent the world from Third World War. After the end of the Second World War, were divided into 2 blocks, as you all know. The names of the blocks were capitalist and socialist, led by USA and USSR respectively. And many new countries were emerging as a result of the collapse of colonialism, and most new nations of the Asia and Africa were trying to come to terms with the twin challenges of welfare and democracy. So Free India's foreign policy reflected all these concerns in the period immediately after independence. Apart from these factors at the global level, India had its own share of concerns. The British government left behind the legacy of many international disputes. First, we can say partition created its own pressures, and the task of poverty alleviation was already waiting for fulfillment. So this was the overall context in which India started participating in world affairs as an independent nation state. Let's see the basic aims of India's foreign policy. Students, as a nation born in the backdrop of the World War, India decided to conduct its foreign relations with an aim to respect the sovereignty of all other nations and to achieve security through the maintenance of peace. And this aim finds an echo in the directive principles of state policy. Article 51 of the Indian Constitution lays down some directive principles of state policy on promotion of international peace and security, which is generally looked upon as the aim of India's foreign policy. The articles say the state shall endeavor to promote international peace and security, maintain just and honorable relations between nations, and foster respect for international law and treaty obligations in the dealings of organized people with one another, and encourage settlements of international disputes by arbitration. We also see India's link with the outside world before independence. India's national movement has not an isolated process. Students, India's struggle for independence influenced the liberation movements for many Asian and African countries. There were contact between the nationalist leaders of India and those of other colonies, and the creation of Indian National Army by Subhash Chandra Bose during the Second World War was the clear manifestation of such linkages, establishment between India and overseas Indias during the freedom struggle. So students, the foreign policy of any nation reflects the interplay of domestic and external factors. Now we will see the Nehru's role in the India's foreign policy. As you all know, Nehru was the first Prime Minister of independent India. He was his own foreign minister and he exercised considerable influence in laying down the foundation of India's foreign policy. And the three major objectives of Nehru's foreign policy were to preserve the hard-earned sovereignty of India, to protect territorial integrity of India, and to promote rapid economic development. And features of Nehru's foreign policy is mainly depend on distance from two camps. India did not join any of the superpowers alliance like NATO or the Warsaw Pact, as you have studied in the chapter Cold War. The foreign policy of independent India vigorously pursued the dream of a peaceful world by advocating the policy of non-alignment, by reducing Cold War tensions, and by contributing human resources to the UN peacekeeping operations. Students, while India was trying to convince the other developing countries about the policy of non-alignment, at that time Pakistan joined the US-led military alliance. And the US was not happy about India's independent initiatives and the policy of non-alignment. Therefore, there was a considerable unease in Indo-US relations during the 1950s mainly. And US also resented India's growing partnership with the Soviet Union. India always advocated the policy of non-alignment, that is keeping away from the power politics of power blocs. Nehru's friendship with the other founding fathers of NAM, as you all know, the members of the NAM, Nasser of Egypt, Tito of Yugoslavia, Nkrumah of Ghana, Sukarno of Indonesia, resulted in the first non-aligned summit of Belgrade in 1961. But India has faced severe criticism of its non-alignment policy, mainly because of the two instances. Number one, in 1956, when Britain attacked Egypt over the Suez Canal issue, India led the world protest against this new colonial invasion. But in the same year, when USSR invaded Hungary, India didn't join its public condemnation. Secondly, when India signed the 20 years Treaty of Peace and Friendship with USSR in 1971, India was blamed of filings towards USSR. Despite these allegations, India received very high degree of respect from the world community and its opinion were highly valued on any international issue due to its non-aligned stance. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru played a very important role in Afro-Asian unity. So the Nehru's era was marked by establishment of contacts between India and other newly independent African and Asian countries. Under his leadership, India convened the Asian Relations Conference in March 1947. India supported the freedom struggle of Indonesia against Dutch colonial rule and convened a conference for the same in 1949. India also opposed the racist regime, especially apartheid system in South Africa, and the Bounding Conference Indonesia of 1955 marked the zenith of India's relations with Afro-Asian nations. This conference led to the emergence of NAM in Belgrade in 1961. Students, this is all about the part 1. In the part 2, we will discuss about the India-US relation. Thank you.